All right, let's talk about real estate. Buying or selling a house is kind of like playing a huge real-life video game, right? It's super complex, the stakes are incredibly high, and if you want to win, you've got to build the perfect team. So today, we're going to break down who all the key players are. Think of it as your guide to drafting an all-star lineup. Let's get into it.
So, imagine this. You're starting this epic quest to buy a new home. But who's going to be on your side? Who's going to help you read the map, fight off those unexpected challenges, and, defeat that final boss, which is always closing day? That's the million-dollar question, right? It's time to assemble your team.
Okay, so just like in any good game, not all the characters are the same. When you're putting your real estate team together, you're going to find there are different player levels, and each one has their own special skills. So let's break down the different character classes you can add to your party.
First up is your level 1 player, the one everyone starts with, the real estate agent. Seriously, think of them as your starting character in the game. These are the licensed pros who handle all the basic mechanics. They're out there scouting the market, they're managing that long list of legal documents, and they're the ones negotiating with everyone else to get the deal done.
Now you can level up your agent to a realtor. Yeah, think of it like an evolution or an upgraded character class. A realtor is still a licensed agent, for sure, but they've gone a step further. They've joined the National Association of Realtors, which means they've promised to follow a really strict code of ethics. What does that mean for you? It means they've publicly sworn to put your interests first, above all else. And that's a big deal. About half of all the agents out there have made this commitment.
And then you've got the boss level, the real estate broker. These are the seasoned veterans of the game. They're agents who've put in the time and gone through a ton of extra training to get a special broker's license. They're so experienced, they can actually manage other agents and even run their own real estate companies. So here's the key takeaway. When a regular agent gets stuck with a super tricky problem, who do you think they call? Yep, they call their broker.
All right, this next part is absolutely critical to understanding the game. You got to know that there are always two teams on the field, team buyer and team seller. And believe me, you really need to know whose jersey your agent is wearing.
This breaks it down perfectly. You've got the seller's agent, who's sometimes called the listing agent. Their whole mission? Get the seller the absolute highest price for the house, period. Then you've got the buyer's agent. They are on your team. Their one and only goal is to help you get that home for the best possible deal. It's super important to remember, their legal duty, their loyalty is to their client and nobody else.
And check this out. This quote from top agent Miranda Biedenharm just hits the nail on the head. She says, a buyer's agent is there to help them to negotiate the best terms and contingencies and help them win the home. See, it's not just about unlocking doors. They are your strategist, your negotiator. They're 100%, without a doubt, in your corner.
Okay, so does having a pro on your team really make a difference? I mean, financially? Oh yeah, the data's pretty clear. Just look at these numbers from the National Association of Realtors for 2023. The typical home sold with an agent went for $435,000. But homes sold by the owner themselves? Only $380,000. That's a huge gap. So why is that? Well, agents have the skills, they're expert negotiators, they know how to market a house to way more people, and they know how to price it right. All that stuff adds up.
But hold on, we're not done leveling up. Just like in a video game where a character can choose a specialization, like, becoming a mage or a warrior, real estate agents can do that too. So if you're in a unique situation, you can actually find an agent who has special skills for your exact mission.
Just take a look at this. The National Association of Realtors has all these special certifications. For instance, say you're helping your grandparents sell their house. You could look for an agent with an SRES designation. That's a seniors real estate specialist. Or maybe you're a military family on the move. There's an MRP for that, a military relocation professional. Seriously, there's an expert for almost anything you can think of, from fancy luxury homes to super eco-friendly green properties.
Okay, the adventure's over, the final boss is defeated, and the house is sold. Now what? How does your agent get paid? Let's talk about the payday, also known as the commission. It's actually way more straightforward than it sounds.
So here's how the loot gets divided up. Step 1, the house sells. Simple enough. Step 2, a fee, that's the commission, is paid out from the money from the sale. Step 3, that money doesn't go straight to your agent. It goes to their broker first, who takes a cut for, running the office and everything. And then, step 4, your agent gets their final payment. It's a really clear path, and it all hinges on getting that sold sign in the front yard.
Okay, and here's a really important update. Think of it like a new patch for the game. The rules are changing. Because of a big settlement involving the National Association of Realtors, the way agents get paid is becoming way more transparent. It used to be that the seller would usually pay the buyer's agent, but now it's becoming more direct. As a buyer, you'll likely sign an agreement with your agent right at the start that spells out exactly what they'll do for you and what their fee will be. The bottom line, it gives you more control and more power to negotiate.
So let's wrap this up. The biggest thing to remember is that buying or selling a house is absolutely a team sport. Knowing who the players are, what their jobs are, and what special skills they have, that's how you win. Which leaves me with one last question for you. If your family was gearing up to start this whole adventure, what's the one special skill you'd want your agent to have? Would you need a negotiation expert, someone who knows all about green homes? Think about it. Thanks so much for tuning in.